got the 2012 Tiffen Breeze 32BR, basically the same thing as the, I believe it's the 28. And you see where the Allegro Breeze decal, the Breeze part came off, wore off from the wind. Motorhome really had hardly any miles on it when I bought it, but you know, I bought it used. So I ordered the decal from Tiffen. And you get it, it's shipped like this. Of course it came in another box because I bought other parts for the Breeze. And then that's it. So the decal just goes where this was. They actually have, you can buy these decal removers. What's nice about it is Tiffen put the plastic, it's like you get on a new car sometimes, covers it for damages and whatnot. So you can buy this, it's like a little thing that goes on your it'll be a power screwdriver or even a drill, whatever, and it'll peel this right off, but you can see it'll come right, it's right there, it'll come off. So I'm going to take that off and I'll end up putting that on. Pretty simple. I mean, if anybody needs it, there's the part number. You can order it directly from Tiffen, Red Bank. Anybody's interested in looking for parts for the generator for the RVQD 6000 Cummins Olin diesel generator. There's the glow plug part, oil filter for the generator, and then the gas filter for the generator. If you're looking for a replacement oil filter for that generator, you can go to Napa. It's a little smaller, but I mean it fits. And then you got the number for the Napa for the generator, the RVQD 6000 Cummins Olin. And always remember when you take it off that you want to put a little film of oil on the new gasket, and always make sure that this gasket comes with the filter, because sometimes it sticks and then you put a double filter on and you put pressure on it, starting it up, and it blows between the two gaskets because there's only supposed to be one gasket. So you would, if you didn't do it and you didn't check and you put a gasket on top of a gasket, it would split in the middle and the pressure would come flying out. So you want to always make sure you do that. Check that the gasket comes off, and it's with the old filter. You want to do that with any machine, engine, or whatever that you're doing. It's a typical thing that happens when people aren't familiar and they're not paying attention, they're in a hurry, etc. Here's the actual receipt that you get from Tiffen. I've already checked the prices. If you order enough, it's free shipping. So it's really comparable to buying it local, Amazon or whatever. I mean, it's getting ridiculous that everybody tries to buy everything from Amazon when you can actually give the business to others, allow them to stay in business. But if it was a few dollars off, but it really wasn't, it was comparable. So I bought it directly from Tiffen. You buy it from Olin if you want to, but that's the price, and that's the numbers of it all. And the part for the air cleaner, it's also for the Cummins Olin RVQD 6000 generator, in case anybody's interested. Anyone is interested in changing the lights, these LED lights, they're still in production. You can get them on Tiffen site. Just, you know, search for your motorhome. They're in almost every motorhome. Surprisingly, in 2012 it had LED lights, but they're still bright. The only thing you can see is there's some, you know, debris that, because this has access to the roof, as I'll show you. on this one here that I've taken down. So here's one without the lens on it. And then up inside, you'll see it's just excess, so it's got insulation and other debris that could fall down, parts of the ceiling, the wood when they drill. I'm actually looking for on the top, there's a CB antenna. Colton's told me, one of the sales guys told me it was a radio antenna, but actually on Tiffen's site it says that's the CB antenna. I thought I saw it somewhere. Everybody has questions about finding it. It's in this area in the front, on the front cap, right away from the fiberglass if you get up on the roof. And it's got a ground plate, so I can't see it on that one. So I'm assuming it might be in here, so I'll be taking this off to see if I can see up in the roof. I know it's in this area. I opened the here and I took these plates off. The wood just comes off those screws. I took that off. There's no wires I see. This site has no access. This is where the TV would be if you had one with the TV. I took this screws out, looked. I actually took the screen off, and you can't see really up there, but that's the screen. Then I took the whole thing here for the radio off, looking for it. Could have swore I saw it underneath here, but it's somewhere in here because I thought I pushed it back, but I wasn't really interested in the CB radio at the time. So, but back to the lights. You see the crud that's in there, it's built up over time. I'm going to take it inside, wash it. So that's what it looks like. It actually goes on and turns, righty, tighty, lefty, loosey. So put it on, turn it to the right, tightens up. Of course, while it's up in the ceiling. Otherwise, you can't get to the screws. Then when it's up there to the next one, so you would just take this, be up there like this, turn it to the left, it drops down. You'll see the LED inside it. You can see there's a little black, and looks like it might even be a spider, which my wife won't be too crazy if there's a spider in here. Dead one, of course, but not really crazy about spiders either, especially when you're sleeping or driving down the road and something just dangles like Charlotte's Web. So that's one right above the driver. And you spin around and it goes all the way back with the lights. They use plenty of lights here in Tiffen, so I bought a bunch of them just in case. They all work. The only thing I can see is some of them getting dull, but I have a feeling it's just the colors that they just need to be cleaned or over time turned. And that's with the lights on. They're really bright. LED's awesome. I actually replaced my marker lights, turn signal lights, etc. with LEDs. The only thing I left was the halogen headlights, because actually halogen, they did a study, halogen's brighter than LED lights. I mean, when you see them coming down the road, you think the LEDs are bright, but just because most people don't adjust their headlights anymore with inspections. So they're shining in your dang eye. So I'm going to stay with halogen. I don't have no problem. I can see pretty well at night, and now that I'm getting older, I don't even like to drive at night anymore, so works for me. So the new light looks like this, the LED that goes up in the ceilings. And again, all you do is turn it to the right, tighten it, turn it to the left to loosen it. You see there's a little difference between the old ones and the new ones. Between the LEDs a little more modern. I'm assuming it's the same brightness, but it'd be great if it's brighter, especially over the front cabs. nighttime you pull over, you want to see something like a maps or whatever. Another difference is the old one on the right doesn't have a gasket. No big deal. And the new ones have a gasket. Of course, cleaner. Remember, you're only going to shine in the middle. You're not going to shine on the sides. That's going to blend in with the white sealant anyways. So after I clean this up, I'll see how much, you know, if it compares to that one. There's the old one. It's hanging from the ceiling, and the new one. I'll wire it up later and maybe compare them. I doubt if it's really much brighter. It's just, you know, they're newer. They were able to fit them in a little bit better. You can see how these were. You pull them up. You could probably replace the light if you wanted to, not even the fixture, but for the money, it was, again, it was pretty reasonable. It goes up in the same place. I always put my screws back so you don't lose them. I'm going to clean it. I was actually, like I said, looking up in there to see if I could find that CB wire, then I'd be able to trace it. I got a tracer, so I'm going to put it up there, and then I'll come down here on the dash to see if it beeps. So I just thought it'd be easy if I could find the wire. There's two lights together. You just put the wires in there. It's only 12 volts, but the old ones actually look whiter than the new one. The old one's on the right and the new one's on the left, but with the camera it actually looks like the one on the left, the newer one's got more light, which I would think that it would, but I think once the cover's on it, it'll diffuse the lights a little bit more, probably be brighter. So I'm going to replace them. I'm going to replace new ones all in a row, but right now I think the old ones are fine. I'll just have to save these for replacement whenever something does burn out. I'll just clean the lens, and hopefully that was the big issue. What I did with these lights is I took them, switch on I guess, huh? You see how much whiter it is than the old lights? You know, the other ones had the filaments. So I replaced those. And I replaced my corner lights on both the corners. And all the lights like that used to have filaments, I replaced those with LED. I took the old insect light outside over the door. I bought a yellow, or what do you want to call it, an orangish color one for, and then I bought another one that goes over the slide out underneath the awning. Replaced those with LED. So like I said, with the, I think it was upside down. Sorry about that, guys. These are the lights for the outside. So that would be, you know, the insect light or the marker lights in the front. So that's 1157, 1156. Two bulbs with the filaments. And its difference is these are the LED ones. So you get the 1156, and then you get the one that's the little ears on the side. It's up a little bit on the side. So 1157. So there'd be a 1157 base. See how one's a little higher than the other on the side, the little ears when it goes in. And then the same thing with here. So you get your different bulbs with the ears. You can see that. Two ears on the side. Number 1156. So I replaced all those. outside and inside. Then these little ones here, those are for the lights that I was showing inside the coach itself. You just pull out, push in. Much brighter than the old bulbs. So they just pull in and pull out. Replace those. Less heat. Of course, these, because they're hotter, they use more energy, which isn't a big deal except for when you're dry docking. The LED is always runs cooler, less energy you're using. So that'll help you maintain the battery longer if you're leaving all your lights on. So you just do that. So there's the number. It's LED amber. Turn this one around. You can read it. And the other box. Everything's much brighter white. I should have did that before, but I've already done it, but I could have showed you the difference between the old filament bulb and the LED bulbs. Very happy with it.